this. I think he went to further up into, there is a Saraswati river has originated somewhere up, and it has come from it's a mystical river. It has come, but there is a confluence of Alkananda and Saraswati river. This is called Keshav Prayag, near that Mana village only. And the Saraswati was creating a lot of disturbance to his Mahabharata recitation, it seems. So he cursed it, and that's how it went to went into underground. That is one of the stories. There are so many legends. It is one of the legends. So then he went and because after seeing how people have not taken these to scriptures and all, he went to the banks of Saraswati river still up the hill. He stayed there, it seems. Sage Narada came and told him, "You are avatar of Vishnu, you have done so many things, but you have got one more scripture to write." Very important scripture to write, he told him, it seems. So then finally he wrote the Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam was the last scripture he wrote. 18 scripture, 18 Puranas we have. 17 he wrote earlier. The Brahma Vivarta Purana, Brahmanda Purana, so many Puranas are there. Vayu Purana, all those Puranas after he, Vayu Purana, Upa Puranas, 18 Upa Puranas are there. He has wrote everything in that. Finally, he completed the Bhagavatam, which gives the essence of entire the Bhakti and Jnana. So he wrote that. After that, I think he felt quite satisfied, and then from the uphills he came once again and completed the Bhagavatam in this place. It seems that is the story. So even in one of the legends is that Madhvacharya he went to Vyasa when he was in uphills in Saraswati river, and showed whatever he has written, the Brahma Sutra Bhashyam. Brahma Sutram is written by Vyasa as a sort of aphorism to understand the Vedas. So all the acharyas have written Bhashyam, but Madhvacharya is supposed to have taken it to him and showed it to him, whether it is it is up to the standard, whether he would validate and all, then he is supposed to have come back. And he also wrote the Rigveda Bhashyam. Rigveda also, he is the one who has written the Bhashyam. So he showed it, and he was supposed to come back. After his 79th year, he went with his disciple, on the banks of Saraswati river. He was teaching one Upanishad called Aitreya Upanishad. It is his favorite Upanishad. As he was reciting the Upanishad, he told his disciples, you keep reciting, because all the Bhashyas are written, and discussing that, and don't bother about, and I am going there, and don't follow me. He said like that, and he went off. But he just jumped on the rocks, and he went and he disappeared. Some of the Sishyas tried to go behind him, and they couldn't match up, and they came back. It is now he is not, he's supposed to be still living with Vyasa up the hills of Saraswati river, and still they are they are having the discussions on all scriptures. So Madhvacharya, there is no sort of the end to his life. He has just disappeared, in the Vyasa Guha. That is what, that's why that Vyasa Guha is also there. The people still feel he is alive, and Vyasa is also alive. They don't want to come now, as of now, because the things are not so propitiate, they can come into this world. That's what they say. This is what is happening, and that's why, of course, that entire Vyasa Guha, the entire the stone is like the leaves of certain pages. He said, if you really look into, each of the stone will represent chapter of Mahabharata. That's what they say. Of course, it looked like that. The formation is like that. It is a wonderful place. We went and covered that also, and then while coming down after Badri, the Vyasa Guha and all, we went to Mahavatar Baba. You'd have heard, is one great Baba who has inspired Paramahamsa Yogananda and Rama and all other Kriya Yoga, whoever created. All of them have been inspired by him. And he has also lived long before, much, much longer than he was, but his inspiration has given them all these things. Lived almost say 800, 900, some people say 2000 years. We don't know. His original name is some Nagaraj. He has come from down south. He has gone there, and That is the guha, which our famous actor Rajinikanth every year goes and visits for his meditative trips. And it's quite a
Then
12 hours trek, because quite a challenging trek. You go up and it's only a guha in a small place where only 10 to 12 people can sit at a time. They go and sit there and meditate and come out, and the next batch goes. Otherwise, all others sit around the cave on the rocks. I sent the photograph also how they were doing it and all. So there only they meditate. And lot of foreigners, they all come from everywhere and all. And even some of the monks were also there, monks from abroad. But they were all simply in our saffron dhoti and kurta, and they were not wearing any shoes or anything. We were all fully protected. But they came just like that, they walk up and meditate and go down, as if they are used to this place and all. It's quite a mystical place. One could go and get the vibration oneself. It's more to be experienced than to be expressed. And then finally we came to an Haidakan ashram down near Bhimtal. After crossing Nainital, we came Johnny. And in between, we had gone Neem Karoli Baba. I don't know whether you heard about it.
yeah.
And he's one Baba, I think, who's supposed to have inspired Steve Jobs when he was
Okay.
having emotional and personal issues. He seemed to have come to Banaras. He was advised by someone to go to Neem Karoli Baba. He has gone there, and even Mark Zuckerberg, because the Facebook founder also is supposed to have gone there and got the clarity. Because these are all some mystical experiences that is there. But really, that place has got something, because you can't say, because what is it and all. I think more you go there, you feel, and it's such a wonderful locations, rarefied atmosphere, and and streams going flowing, silently, and clean air and water, and no one to disturb, and people can't go there and flock, because the climate is like that, only few those who are interested can go. That way is very wonderful, wonderful, in fact rejuvenating, and in fact once in a lifetime opportunity, so we didn't miss it. So we went there. It is like that. So, madam, others are likely to join. I think Vidya is having an appointment. She has gone, and so is Shankar is not joining. Others, Kesavan may be coming on the way. We will just continue our Kathopanishad discussion.
Okay. So
And in the course of the next few weeks, also, I will share a lot of mystical experiences we had. I will also share some write-up, which I'm making it, so that it will give you some sort of a first-hand information as to how one could feel. Now we will commence the day's proceeding. Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramagurubhyo Srimadananda Tirtha Bhagavat Padacharyobhyo Namo Namah. Narayana Paripurna Gunarnavaya Visvodaya Stititolaya Niyadi Prataya Jnana Prataya Vibhuda Sura Sankhya Dukkha Satkaranaya Vidadaya Namo Namaste Yo Vipralimba Viparitama Prabodhan Vadanarasya Kritavan Bhuvidatvadam Sarveswaro Haririti Pratipatakam Tam Anandatirtamunivam Namami Pujyaya Raghavendraya Satyadharmarataya Cha Pajatam Kalpavrikshaya Namatam Kamadhenave Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahaihi Tejasvinavadidamastu ma Vishvidavahaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome, friends. As we go about, continuing our Kathopanishad discussions, especially, after our Himalayan trip, it has really given a proper, I think, much more incisive understanding of whatever we have gone through the Upanishad, how perhaps, it could be felt and all in an, such a wonderful, vibrant atmosphere where you could see yourself, the Swarupa Jnana, what we call it and all. So what happens is, because we are always in this world and continuing to be in our activity. When we are in the activity, because how we are in the activity, we are in the motion, continuously in motion, and we are looking for the activity. And in that process, when we are continuously going through that in this activity, it is the restlessness that comes. We are continuously restless. There is no, because in the inertia, in physics there is a term where is no motion. You are just static at that point of time, because no velocity or no force can be applied on you. That is the particular status, because we are continuously restless. That is why, because when we are continuously restless, when you are in a motion, then you find, because whatever energy that you mass you gather, because when you are in a motion only you gather the mass. See, mass, because with the velocity in which you are going, because that is finally the energy that comes. In fact, Einstein's theorem is E is equal to mc squared, is that mass is the velocity of the light, he said, because in the normal circumstances for the matter at its highest vibration. So in our case, depending upon the velocity in which we are working in this world, there is a restlessness continuously. We are just like riding on a single wheel bicycle or going by one leg and all. Because unless you are in a continuous motion, you will be going. But if you stop, you will fall. So that is our situation, because we are not able to stop. The world, takes you in such a situation. You can't, stop for a moment, from desisting from whatever, you thought, you will have to do. Okay, you don't. In that process, what happens? You are not able to apply anything to yourself. So we are continuously in the mass, because the entire energy is being dissipated in the restlessness what is going about. And only when you are coming to a state of rest, when you are coming to a state of rest, look back, you will be able to get, that energy without being dissipated into yourself. So that is what exactly we could find. The masters, who have gone to Himalayas and whoever has been, so many masters are there. You can't, some of the names we might not have heard, some of the names we might have heard. Some of the very good, the great masters who have gone there, enlightened, they will come back, because they are taking us further into, the whatever our inner journey, what you call Adhyatma, like Chinmayananda and so many Shivananda, so many masters have gone, Krishnananda, so many people have come and all. So there, one thing what you can find is, you are able to really understand the potential of yourself, really understand what you are missing, you are able to get that knowledge there. What we call avidya is the understanding of our own self, by our own self, to lead how the life in this world. When we call avidya, it is not ignorance, it is a wrong understanding. Because we are wrong understanding in the sense, because understanding, which is not going to take you anywhere, which is giving you an understanding to live as you are living now, not giving an opportunity for you to reflect back. That's what it happens. Whereas once you go there, one of the things that happens is, once you go to all this Yoga Niketan ashram we went, it is one of the great, another master, he has created that ashram. By the side, there is a Sivananda ashram, well known. And so many ashrams are there, and they are all very silent, and they are all kept open for those who are interested to come and have their own experience and get back. That's what it is. Nothing more than that. So in that, what happens is, when you are able to silently reflect, you are able to understand, you are able to come to the state of rest, so that your energy is not dissipated. You are able to gather the energy and go into a full, because the course of the experience which you are desiring for, which you have missed all these days. So like in small instance, I will share you, because when Chinmayananda, when he was having that restlessness to get, the entire knowledge of the Upanishad, the Vedas and the scriptures and all. He was in the he went to Shivananda Ashram. I have narrated the story earlier. He went there as a journalist to find out what are all the wrongdoings, how these people are cheating the innocent public, these Swamichis, how they are trying to use it for their own benefit, because that's what he wanted to bring out all these things in the newspaper. He was a journalist. He was working for National Herald, way back in 1930s, 20s and 30s. But finally, when he encountered Shivananda, because Shivananda is a doctor by profession. He was born in south of India, in the district of Tirunelveli, what it is called. And then he was a qualified doctor, and he devoted his time in the public service. He was in Malaysia. He was rather helping, and he was giving service to the people in indentured labor who have gone from India to work in the tin and tea estates of Malaysia. And there he did the service, and afterwards, because of the call, to be back here, he came here, and he took, because he was well versed in scriptures. He was already having a mind to devote himself completely to this service of the cause of the world and cause of the people. So he came and settled in Rishikesh and started his ashram. And he has seen the world. He knows, and he knows the mind of Chinmayananda. Then we talked to him. What you are doing is good, because not everyone need to be genuine. Some of them could be making, all sort of gimmicks, and making money out of that, and cheating the innocent people. You should do that. What is there? But then, why don't you see, are you cheating yourself? He asked him. By doing that, what are you going to achieve? You will bring out that and all. Then in that case, should you not try to do something, better? Should you not try to bring yourself into the service, so that, because the people can identify the chaff from chaff and the grain from the grain, and they can find out who it is and all. So when he did, and then Chinmayananda asked, how am I to do it? Because then he was slowly brought into Adhyatma. Though he was knowing the scriptures and all, he has not applied himself to understanding the scriptures as we have embarked upon now. So once he got that, and because he was given the Diksha by Shivananda in Rishikesh on the banks of Ganges as a sannyasi. And then, finally, Chinmayananda sort of, expressed to Shivananda, I want to know the entire genuine, because all the understanding from someone who is living like a monk in the Himalayas itself, in the upper hills, because who is away from, the entire crowd, and who is, I want to get someone, if you can direct me, I will go there. Then Shivananda finally directed him on Tapovanji Maharaj. He used to reside in the upper Himalayan ranges, near Gangotri, and Yamunotri is the most difficult climb to make. It's supposed to be very difficult, to reach on that. Beyond that, he used to live. He used to come, during the summer months down, to Tapovan. Tapovan is a place, from Badrinath to Joshimet, and further down when you go, there is a place called Tapovan. He used to come and teach the people. He used to teach the people only if he is convinced that he is capable of understanding, he is matured enough to be in the Adhyatma, to know the inner growth, to know the sort of, he has got the ability to be reflecting himself upon these great scriptures, understand himself, and who can be of a great use not only to himself, and he can be used to so many people. So his sort of metrics to take the students are very high. Initially, Swami Chinmayananda didn't seem to have met, so he kept him. But anyway, he included him. There used to be 10 to 12 students. He used to teach. During the summer months, he used to come 3 days. They don't know where he goes. He will come and teach, and then he will go. And in fact, Swami Tapovanji Maharaj is also from his origin is from Kerala. He has come long before. No one knows, where he has come and where he has gone, and he is like that. But he came, and he used to be crystal clear, and he used to 1 hour and 1.5 hours means he will have every student properly attentive. Otherwise, he will ask the student to go back. So Chinmayananda was tested, and finally, he was also happened to be a student. One day, Chinmayananda being, a rationalist, because having been used to the modern day thinking and all. One day he asked him, what is that, every time you say, it is the absolute consciousness. That is the Advaita. He is a proponent of Advaita. The consciousness is the final, absolute consciousness is the final one, which governs the entire interstellar space, cosmos, and finally, it is the one finally gives us, even the thought is being lighted by the consciousness. Otherwise, you will not have any. Consciousness is such a great subject, because it is being discussed everywhere and all. Even I will also share with you, because in one of the universities in US, they have got 3 semesters of consciousness studies, because they give a certificate, and it's also included in the curriculum. But what they have included and all we will discuss. But coming to this point, one day on the banks of Ganges in Tapovan, when Swamiji was explaining us to the consciousness and how the consciousness is supreme, and as we have seen, because we have seen in the mantra number 10 and 11, we have seen In the mantra number 10 and 11, because I brought it, because it's very relevant. This is last mantra, because what we have seen is 1.3.10. Indriyobi parahi artha, because all the senses, they are all, because they are there, but the subtler and superior to senses are the sensibilities. The tanmatras, sabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, what we said, that is, more all the senses are being just for the purpose of our recollection. The senses are all being considered to be sort of there is a devata for each of the senses who is giving the power and potent to these senses. We said Shrotra, because for the ear, it is the Soma moon. He gives the power, because there are others also. The main one, because who is the leader for to give the power is the moon. And Twach, which is the sense of touch, because where you feel this Parsha, that is Kubera is the one who is supposed to be the, and Chakshu, because the eyes are given the power by the Surya, because he is the one, who gives the light to the entire world. He makes you to see. And because the sense as it is cannot do it, because it is only an instrument, but it needs the software. The software is the one, which we finally it is the presiding deity gives you, enables you to access that software. In fact, because I will also be sort of bringing back, the Kathopanishad, where it says how this is Kena Prana Pranit Kena Chakshu, because the what I see is not that one. What makes I to see? That is what we'll have to do. What is the software? What is the power? That has to be seen. Likewise, these are all the, in our scriptures, these are all the devatas assigned who are supposed to be giving the power and potent to our senses. And rasana, because it's the taste, which is being given to our tongue. The tongue has got two functions. One is walk and another is rasana. Rasana is given by Varuna, because Varuna is subtle, because it's like a water, because it goes off, because you will not be able to describe certain taste. If someone wants to know how the coffee tastes, you will first say, you will say it is to be sort of bitter, and because sometimes, it may be bitter, because with this little bit sweet also. But when finally you will ask him, you better have a cup of coffee to taste, even a few drops, then only you will understand. So it is so subtle. So it is by Varuna. And Grana is, because where you are able to get the smell. Because the smell, by the smell of which, you should be able to see, because like the tea tasters, not only they taste the tea and they are also smell the tea to to give the quality to, because it's a Darjeeling tea, or it is the tea from the gardens of South, everything, they have to know the smell as well as the taste. So that is a very subtle, because it's only by training you will come, because maybe we are not used to. A seasoned chef will come to know what are all the ingredients by smelling it and all. So that is what, this Varuna is giving. And the taste is Varuna, and Garana is the spell is by Ashwina. The two Ashwina Kumaras, they are supposed to be, they are very subtle. The spell is only possible for them to give, because that's what they can walk. Walk is the Agni. Agni is the one, finally it comes through our tongue. Whatever we get the expression, whatever we see, finally it gets processed in our mind. As I was telling, first it is Para, and when para is, it is something seen. Once the eye see, it is only something which couldn't understand. By knowledge, you've got something to see. If it is a mouse, if it is a laptop, we have got the knowledge ingrained in that. From that, it is able to relate. Then it brings it to the mind. It's madhyama. Once it comes to the madhyama, then it comes into the mana. From the mana, vaikarya. Because vaikarya, vani. Vaikarya. Then from vaikarya, what it comes is vani. What we say in the speech. The speech is the one which comes, it is the Agni Tattva. It is basically the Agni is the one who wins, because a powerful orator, someone like Vajpayee and all, they will have Agni Tattva at the highest, because when he starts talking, because it will just be mesmerizing the whole crowd. And the words that will become will be the choicest words. You can't choose any other better word than him, because that is that Smriti, Upasmriti, that also we have seen in Kathopanishad, that Upasmriti, also finally comes. It is because the Agni, who gives that internally that. And then Pani, because when the Pani is our hands, when we say, because Chakra Pani and all. See, the Pani is the one, which is Karmendriya, it take it and it is an action. A painter will have to have a wonderful touch, and a sculpture will have to have a wonderful touch. And a person, because who is doing, something, who is working in a shop floor, because certain things, certain hands will work so well, because the hands that produces, it makes the quality all that different, because even the Rolls Royce is handmade, they say, because it is so pristine and so precise. Only hands can do, because mechanically you can't do everything and all, because you got to give the touch, you will have to give the curve, all those things. Likewise, Indra is supposed to be the powerful deity, who is guiding that. Then Pada, the feet. Feet is the one, because which takes you everywhere. It is makes you mobile, and wherever you want, it takes you everywhere and all. And it enables you to sit, stand, and do everything and all. If you want to go to marathon, your feet will have to be very strong. And if you're a footballer, you will have to be a strong. For a cricketer also, you will have to have a strong footwork. It's necessary and all. All these things are given by Jayanta, the son of Indira, who is supposed to be the master of the entire, the legs, because he can do anything with the legs. He can give potent and power to the leg. And Payu is the one, where your excreta has to come out. Whatever, it's not enough, you go on taking the input. The performance of the being is the input-output ratio, because the performance criteria, what we call productivity, is input-output ratio. Whatever you have taken input, the output will be in terms of energy, and the excreta will have to be thrown out. If the excreta is not thrown out, because you will become a diseased person. So that has to function. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, when they say this Vayu tattvas also are the one, which is functioning this, whether you like it or not. Even when you sleep, the prana is there. The prana, gives you the indication, when you have to take out, the sort of, the waste from your body. That is prana's main function. That is why Vayu Jivottama, when they say it is, because prana is not five function. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, but Brahmana, when it comes, it takes all these things and it gives you the energy, Agni Tattva, to digest everything and all. And that gives everything and all, mainly because it enables you to regulate yourself, so that you are able to take the right input. If I go on taking everything and expecting my body to be disease free, I can't. So these are all the ones which regulate and makes the machine to work to perfection. When the machine works perfection, only you can do all other things, even intellectual action, even the discussion what we are having. Unless the machine is not perfect, you can't do that. You will understand when you go to Himalayan trip, because with the wobbly legs and the severe psychosis, what will happen and all, because if you go there, you will not be able to. I think you will have automatically you get the sort of the courage to stay, because once you see there people are around, the vibration is around, and you don't take unnecessarily what you don't like. You eat only when you need. When you have the hunger, then you should eat, not otherwise. In fact, there is a proverb, Atmanubhav, in the very famous, the Maharashtra Jnaneshwari. When he has written Jnaneshwari, he has given Atmanubhav. He says, you take food like a medicine, and you should always have a hunger in the stomach, hunger in the mind. Then only, you will have a seeking the knowledge as well as seeking what you need. Only when the hunger is there, then, whatever you take will get digested and it will go off. So that you should keep the hunger. When you think, you can take one more gulab jamun, stop at that. Because that you have got, you've got adequate now. That is the point. But when you think, now I have got the gulab jamun in front of me, I will take it, because that's not desired. That's why you take food like a medicine. So this is exactly that. It's a very important function. The poem, the important function. There's a Bengali story, a very famous story. It was written by Sukumar Ray, because Satyajit Ray's grandfather. Sukumar Ray's stories are very popular in amongst Bengalis. There also he writes, when a king, he was thinking, he's all powerful, he can do anything and all, because he is one of his minister. He wanted to teach him a lesson, and he took him into the Hooghly River, and the middle of the river, he took him, for a long time, because he said, because it's wonderful, all of us can enjoy it. But the king wanted to ease himself. But he said, because king said, we will not stop anywhere till such time, he wanted to test everyone. But when he found, when he has to ease himself, he couldn't say, because he's the one who gave the order. The minister said, sir, we will go by only your word. Unless you say, we will not do anything. And then finally he said, enough is enough, take me to the shore. So that shows, because finally, when the pranindriyas work, how important for you to be active. Otherwise, you will be a sort of a diseased person. He couldn't, he gave the order, he didn't realize what will happen. This is a Shukumar Ray's story, Satyajit Ray's grandfather. It is like that, because they used to quote it, when how important it is to do everything at a time. Morning, your oblations when you have to do. We have got a Saucha Vidhi, because there is a scripture, Chauta Vidhi, because what you have to do from the morning, even Danta, when how you have to brush, what way you have to brush, and after food, how you will have to wash your mouth, how you will have to massage your gums. We do all other things, nothing will attack us. But then, finally we have given up all these things, that's why it happened. This is exactly, Upasana is again in the progeny, because most of the people, why nowadays you find, the people get married and it is a big problem, because even though the people are having everything and all, the people still, the longing for the child, because that's how, you've got IVF and all these, the clinics have come over everywhere and all. It is like that, it's nothing but, it's a mind game. The people are not able to play the mind game properly, and they are not able to attune what is the purpose, what is it, how they have to spend the time. They are not able to allocate the right time for the even food, your activity, your work, everything and all. You will have to family time, we say, how many of us are able to give the family time? Maybe, now we have got enough time, we are giving more family time than what we should have. But earlier, we couldn't give even little time and all. So all these things, it is there. So all these devatas, what they are doing is they are trying to keep you perfect. They are working day and night to look after you, because they are all answerable to the Brahman. He is the one who has created. He has given the responsibility to them to do it, and they are trying to keep you, the powerful and all. But if we are not able to listen to our own body, our own senses, and if we don't have any control over our own senses, it is we only have to suffer. This is what the indication is. It is not that, because by assigning the devatas, you are all superstitious and all. The scriptures say that because there is a particular functionality. The functionality can be given only by that particular department. That's why it has been given. It has also got so many other connotation. And then we came to Tanmatras. All this superior than this is Tanmatra. Tanmatra is the Sabdasparsha Ruparasa Gandha. When you see an object, when you see a person, or when you see a product, it is not, because you are just liking the product, but the quality, what the product is going to give. If you're liking, because there are hundreds of girls, why a person likes only one particular girl? Because there is a vibration. He has got the spark at that point of time. He thinks, by being with her, because in her company, you will be able to get the best out of that, and life will be wonderful. Something like that. It happens. It could happen other way also, because that's what they say, love at first sight and all. It is a spark. When that comes, it is not the person per se or the product per se. It is what you will be getting out of that. And then what happens is these are all more subtle, because the Saptasparsha Rasa Gandha, they are all innate in the product, and they are also behind your senses. When what your sense needs and the product also is having that innate, the quality behind that, then you long for that. That is why they are superior. The superiority comes by the subtlety and by the vastness, because the product are so vast. Jagat, when we call Jagrati, is strewn with so many products. If you open the TV, so many ads come with so many products. Are you needing anything at all? But it creates a need in you, because your senses, there is a tanmatra and says, if I get that, if I get that particular Alexa, because without doing anything, by giving a command, I will be able to get everything done. So you get sort of, the feel for that. So it's all making yourself. What happens in that product? You are giving up your own faculties, inbuilt faculties. This is what happens. Because everything, as I was telling, for the purpose of our own reminder, everything you see in this world, they are all combination of Panchatattva. We are Panchatattva and they are combination of Panchatattva. Nothing more than that. But the form the way in which it is being presented, the created, the tanmatras behind that, and the tanmatra which attracts you behind your senses, that is subtle. It is more to be experienced. Why you get attracted to a particular vehicle? Why you get particular when you want to buy a house? You go to a particular house, you say, because I got the vibe here, because it struck me, I'm going to buy it. Because there may be another good house also, but it might not have, you might not have had the same vibe with that house, because it is again the function of Tanmatra. And we said Saptasparsha is being controlled by Suparni, who is the wife of Garuda, and Ruparasa is being controlled by Varuni, who is the wife of Varuna, and Gandha, smell, is being controlled by Parvati. It is very subtle. That's why, Haimavati, Ma, she is the one who is controlling that. And then Indriyabhyo Parahartaha, Artebhyo Paramanaha, because, from there, more subtle than that is manaha. Manaha in the sense, sometimes even if it is good, the mana says, it may not get attracted because it has got so many other things. It has got full lot of, because it is being pummeled with so many things. Mana, it can't, manage so many things coming into its entire, fold. It has to manage. So at that point of time, mana is controlled by Rudra, Garuda, and Sesha. Rudra is the chief among them. Rudra is Shiva. It is Amsa of Shiva. It is a manifestation of Shiva. He gives, Shivoham, in the sense, when you find the pristine, pure sort of a pleasure, the pleasure of reading a book. You go to a good library and find so many books. You long for going to the book library than to watch a TV. That comes, because when you are able to work on your mana by constant reflection, and then you are able to get the right type of approach to get the right type of information. Because it's not necessary you will have to watch the TV, or you can also, because go again, see a lot of the documents are available, because in the Google, and you go and see the one of the ones in which enriches your knowledge, enriches your own potent being, because that's what it becomes. So this is exactly what we call is Artebhyo Paramanaha Manastastu Parabuddhir. Because with the so full sea of information available, mana is not able to process. It's finally the intellect, takes it and process it, tells, it's good, it's not so good. You go for this. It gives the command. Intellect is being phoned. It says, discriminative power comes to the intellect. The intellect gives, then we become a shreyas or prayas. Whether the goodness in the life or what is good for us, both is being decided by the approach of the intellect. The intellect is constant reflection, because abhyasa, as Krishna says, nashamshayaha, because you will not be able to control the mind, manaha. But then finally, when it comes abhyasa, practice, by seeing, once you understand everything is a combination of panchatattva, because I should not be getting into this, because the form and the feature and the quality, if it gathers you, attracts you, you will not be able to give up, because it's like A is equal to mc squared only, because you are in a motion, that velocity that takes you out, dissipates the energy. You will not be able to get back to that. This is exactly, because what we have seen, and this Buddhir Atma Mahan Paraha. And intellect, so far man is called a rational being because he has got the power to discriminate, he has power to think, and all. Intellect is there. But the intuitive Upanishad says it is something more than that. That is Mahan Paraha. The Mahat Tattva, what is it? Beyond that, it is transcendence. Using all the information, using all the discriminative power, when you finally go beyond something more than that, what you can call the universal knowledge, in Advaita terms, cosmic knowledge in Advaita terms, or something called a Hiranyagarbha, or something called a Ishvara. Mahat, because we are all individual. But Mahat is the combination of, when the Viswarupa of Krishna is there, we are all inside. That is Mahat, Virat. That Virat Swarupa is there, because that is that. And get it. Virat Swarupa is gives, because we are all part of it. In which Vishishtadvaita says, all Chetnas, Achetnas, they are all part of him. So you are a limb. You are a one part of, because one speck of flesh of that Paramatma. So your job is only to, because your hand has to work for you. Your finger has to work for you. Like that, you will have to work for the part, the God, who has, you have been part of it. He is a Swami, you are a Sevak. So that bhakti, because bhakti comes there. Because there is Advaita, we say it's a consciousness. Once you get into that, because Virat, when you were saying, because in Jagratastana, so many things, objects are presented to you, you become attracted part of that. But once you understand, they are all the combination of Panchatattva and all. Once you, it has got no meaning, then you get into, because finally, the Paratattva is that, you get into that. That is when Jagratastana it is there. When you are a dream, it is a sort of a psychological, because it is a, you are in a psychoanalytical term of your mind. You are in not in the same gross body. You are somewhere closer to the subtle body. In that whatever your unfulfilled desires, whatever is stored in chitta comes and presents itself. There you are. It is called your knowledge and the cosmic whatever is available. Even earlier you might have seen. You might not have seen during this birth. Even that will come in your dream. That why it comes? Because it is possible. It in the whole cosmic world, in the universal knowledge, it is possible. That's why it's called Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha, the meaning is nothing but in Sanskrit, golden egg. From there, all the beings have come. Prakriti, Mula Prakriti, when she creates the world, from Hiranyagarbha, all the animals, plants, everything has come. So like all of us have come out of that. When finally, when you reach, because through meditative practice, the Virat or Hiranyagarbha, you are getting into the universal knowledge. You get something which you have not seen in this world and which your intellect has not taken you there, and you go beyond that. That is Hiranyagarbha. And from Hiranyagarbha, it is also called another thing called Ishvara. Ishvara is the one, when you are in a deep sleep, it has got two. You are not aware of yourself. Your consciousness is almost not there. It is you are not conscious of yourself. But when you get up, you feel yes, you had a good sleep. That is the consciousness again comes into being. Consciousness is dormant. Consciousness was dormant in the sense it is the stage when the pralaya takes place, when the whole world disappears, because it gets into the atomic stage. We are in the dormant stage as we are in the Sushupta sthana. In the sense, we all get merged into the atomic stage. We are not there and all. But the power, because like Brahma and all who have got the sort of who has to produce and who has to create and everything and all, they are all in the dormant stage and they again come back alive as we are coming out of deep sleep. But we all get into the atomic stage. That is what it is being said. When you are in Ishvara, when you wake up, you say, you are conscious, but the consciousness is not there, when you are in a deep sleep. At that time, you are very close to the power that be consciousness, or you are power close to the Vishnu or Shiva. You are in his lap. One thing we will have to understand, we are not designed to fail in any of our endeavors. We are not designed to fail in our life. We are designed only to succeed. What happens is sometimes we may slip up, sometimes we may tumble down, but we may be, in his shoulder, we may be coming to his lap, fall down, and he will again pick it up and take it. Once you have that belief, that is surrender. This is exactly even Advaita, Visishtadvaita, whatever it may be, you should have the belief. I am not doing it and I am getting it done, but he gives me the ability to do it. Once it comes, don't think, because it has happened to me, I am useless, because it has happened to someone else, he's there's a name and form. It has got nothing to do with it. Whatever has happened is what you call ephemeral, transitory, or sort of restlessness. It is like that. But finally, when you come to this stage, when you understand that you got someone to take care, because as Madhvacharya, when walked as a 3-year-old child, across the coast, thinking that someone is with him. He is always with you. He is with you even now. When you have a problem, when you are reflecting upon yourself, all that you have to ask is, I am having this problem. Will I be able to get through? Will you be able to help me? In the sense, if you believe someone, if you don't have a belief, you are a rationalist, you are a scientific minded. Scientific minded need not be rationalist, but you consider yourself, because that is some sort of a pejoratory term, because it's being made to be a rationalist and all. And whoever you believe and whoever you self-confidence once you have it, will I not be able to come through this? There will be an answer. That will be intuition. There will be a spark. That is where finally we get that. This is exactly, it says, Mahan Paraha. Having gone to this Mahan Paraha, this universal knowledge, because of what you were saying is All these things come. Next mantra says, Mahata Paramam Avyaktam. Mahata Paramam, you see, after this universal cosmic good, right, what we call Hiranyagarbha, Mahatana Avyaktam. Avyaktam in the sense, it is the seed from which the entire, the Brahmanda, what we say is, the Brahmanda has been created. Brahmanda is all the galaxies, the earth, and the animals, flora, fauna, human being, everything in the earth, they are all created. And that is Avyakta, that is Mula Prakriti, we call it. Mula Prakriti in scriptures, Rama, Lakshmi is supposed to be the in charge, she is supposed to be the goddess who created all of us, who created all the things in the world, who created everything, for our benefit, who created everything, for enabling all the creatures to live, all the plants to survive. She has given everything, oxygen, everything and all. But finally, we make ourselves mess of it, that is different. But she is the one who has given. That is it. But the same thing, because Mula Prakriti, what we call, Mula Prakriti is also being, there are different interpretations. Advaita, they interpret that the same, because what you call it Ishvara, when you sing from other, when you are in the deep sleep, when you don't understand, then, because that is absolutely, because it's the Mula Prakriti. But finally, when you get the consciousness, I had a good sleep, then, because the awareness comes. When awareness is there everywhere, because what happens in our normal day-to-day life is we don't have any awareness. Have you got any awareness, because, I'm doing it and I have to do it. What awareness I am having? Awareness is that when you feel, yes, you are here, and because you are able to breathe. That's why meditation, how you are able to give the time, when you are able to observe the prana, that is the awareness. Till certain, do you bother about the entire prana and all? Everyone is, because breathing, I am also breathing. But how great that breath. That is why, because the Upanishadic verse, which has been contained, Hari Sarvottama, Vayu Jivottama, when they say the Vayu in the prana, when it comes, that is the life energy. If it suddenly stops, because the life energy will not be there, it's only a cadaver. The body will have to be taken somewhere. But that prana, when it comes, the Jagrati, when it comes, once you are aware, once you are having, that gives the reflection. Through the prana, the life energy comes into that. And finally, because when we do everything and all, finally when we deal with this world and all, we are not giving any conscious sort of a reference point to our awareness. When I say I am here, I went there, I went to Himalayas. Who is that? This body has gone to Himalayas. But the same body, when it has seen and understood everything and all, it sees, because what is that, I have been doing down. Only be indulging in all. Now I have come into the rarefied atmosphere, where people, have just been happy personified. Have you seen hillside people ever being, have you seen any drooping face? All smiling faces in Uttarakhand. And if two places, and I find if you go to Indonesia or Bali and as well as, the Uttarakhand, you will always find the smiling faces, no drooping, no one sitting, with a worry, what am I to do? What am I to do? Even a peevish beggar or a mighty monarch, a man who is having a big car, and you can't take a big car in hills, because you will only have to do at your own peril. You will have to travel by whatever is there. But when you go there, it's all smile and happiness and all. How it happens, because that rarefied atmosphere, that energy that comes, the oxygen in its purity, because when it fills the lungs and gives it, you don't bother about anything. We didn't bother about anything. Am I to do this? Am I going to get that and all? But once you come down, everything takes, because the awareness goes off. The awareness is, as long as you are contented and when you are able to see, you are breathing, and you will have a clarity. Even if, see, you will have to deal with 100 different things, but you will have the clarity. Why Steve Jobs have to come all the way from California, San Francisco to Neem Karoli Baba to get to the inspiration? Why Mark Zuckerberg has to come all the way from that and all? Because it's not that, the place has got the potential. The place is so divine. Devabhumi, it is called, it's a real Devabhumi vibration. It gives. But we can make ourselves. That's why when Swamiji asked him, it's because I came to Himalayas because I want to do meditation. For that, do you have to come all the way here? He asked him. It's a very, very pertinent question. Should I have to go there every time to Himalaya to get that and all? I can make myself. That's what Upanishad takes. Upanishad takes you because this, you understand this sitting here in your room, in your drawing room, sitting, and you just reflect yourself, you will get it. But it only be enhanced when you are going there in Himalayas and all. It's like a string theory. String theory, if you take, because sort of a rubber band, a rubber band is rubber band. If you take two rubber bands and two rubber band, in the string theory, the rubber band you take it, when you go to the higher dimension, both the rubber bands will become one. Like consciousness, whatever consciousness and other things, it gets enhanced there. Once you go further, still enhanced because it is being. Then once you get it in, because the universal consciousness, because the sting is far too big. I can go on. There's a goalpost, and I will have to go about it. Because the journey I will have to enjoy. From a small sting, and I am getting into sort of a embedded another sting. Because into a bigger sting. That is a sting theory. It's not two. 1+1 is not working there. Logic doesn't working there. Now, tarkena apyate, we see it in this Upanishad. The logic will not work. It is the spiritual feeling, the contentment, the bliss that comes, the spark that comes, that works. This is exactly this mantra. In this context only, I brought all those things and all, because once you have done and once you have got this, Avyakta Purusha Paranga, once you have got the Avyakta, means Mahaprakriti is created. That's why I'm able to get it. Now I'm having gone and I should be able to, I'm practicing. I should be able to get the lessons from there, imbibe it, and I should be able to make it much more. Avyakta Purusham Para. Beyond this Avyakta who has created Mula Prakriti, the Purusha is Para. Purusha is a very big concept. We will see next week. And because in this, because I'll just end with this, and when we see these concepts and all, this is exactly Chinmayananda asked the Tapavanji Maharaj. He asked him consciousness, absolute consciousness. He was like us. What is this consciousness? Consciousness. Every day he says consciousness. I am consciousness. I am not dead. So I am conscious. I am not unconscious. I am not dropping down. So he asked one day, Guruji, and what is this consciousness? You have told consciousness, if that is the only thing which is going to be there, why can't you end? Why still I have to go further into analyzing and finding it on? Tapavanji Maharaj, because he's not an ordinary master. He kept quiet. He didn't talk to him anything. So that day, the session was over. He went back to his hills where he was staying. The next session he came. And as they were sitting, about to sit, Chinmayananda was about to sit, he called Tapavanji Maharaj. He called Chinmayananda, Tapavanji Maharaj called him. Come here, and he yelled at him. Come here. And he asked him, because all of them have to carry a small kamandal or a lota, what we call it, to keep it in front of that, to get the Ganges water, see there, and do the ablutions before the class. Before they started, asked him to go and pick up some water from. He asked him to bring some water from Ganges. Then he was saying, why he wants the water? He has come only from upper tracks of the Ganges, why he wants to. He go and bring some water, and he was perplexed. He was just keeping blank, his eyes blank. He asked him to pick up that kamandal in front of him, small. Go and bring the water. He brought the water. What is that water? It's a water. Assume it is a consciousness. The consciousness has to be put in a vehicle. The body is the vehicle. Unless the body put into the body, the vehicle, you will not understand the consciousness. So it is like earth trying to find out the mantle. Earth trying to meditate on the mantle. Mantle is in the core of the earth. It is like consciousness in your core. Whatever we call Paramatma is in your core. Hridaya Akasha. If you have to go, what is that? You will have to do Adhyatma, it's sadhana. The sadhana comes how? Understanding. The consciousness which you can't feel, which you can't say, which you can't do anything, which you only be hearing and only be imagining, that you can be feeling only when you are going into Adhyatma. Likewise, we are all, because like water, though it is a water, Ganges water, unless you keep it in a container, you can't bring it. We are all the containers of the consciousness. The container has to perceive and understand the consciousness. For that, it needs it. Like in a contestant, if a cup is trying to understand the tea inside, it's like that. That is the concept. Like earth is trying to understand the mantle inside. So likewise, it is like this. It will have to be, at that point of time, there is no, you will not be able to even give a logic. Once I understand this is only the body. Once you have the body, you will not have it. The whole world will look, a mere piece of paper, because after all, you are such a elevated, you got something much more inside, and this body and all other things are not so important, because once you understand that adhyatma, then you will be walking like an emperor in this world. Otherwise, we will have to stoop like a beggar and go after everything in the world. This is what he gave at that point of time. This is exactly this gives, this mantra gives this Purusha Patram, because whatever the Purusha is a great concept. We'll have to understand with the little concepts in the Purusha Suktam also, that we will take next session. And today I will end it. Today we will have a small meditation. The meditation I have designed with one Ganga Lahari. And you might heard about a lot of Laharis and all. See, the Ganga Lahari is the one which is written by one Pandit called Jagannath Pandit. Jagannath Dasa, he was a Pandit. He was supposed to have been in the court of Jahangir. He wrote 44 beautiful verses on Ganga, the Lahari, because Lahari is the dance and music. Because so that Lahari, there are so many Lahari. Shankaracharya has given the Lahari on Shyamala, because she has written a wonderful Lahari on that. Likewise, this is a Lahari, and a particular stanza has been picked up, and today we will have a meditation with that Lahari, and wonderfully you will enjoy, the many moods of Ganga, which it comes flourishing like a flash, and then coming into a young maiden into the plains, and taking everything into its ambit. And sometimes, because even dirty water has been sent in, and even it has got the confluence of the rivers, so many rivers everywhere and all. Despite that, because it is able to manage and still cleans the entire land and the people, you will see the entire beauty of this Lahari, and it has wonderfully been written by that one. And next week we will also see something like a Himalayan related, because the Ganga Ashtakam and other things we'll also see. With this, I will conclude session. We will go immediately for the meditation. Sahana Vavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahaihi, Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vishvidavahaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.